We're live.
Well, let me check. Oh, yes.
This is it.
Yes, so,
Well, good evening, Mr. Glassgock. Nice to have you here. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am investigative journalist David Moyer, and I'm bringing you the fascinating story in the enigmatic world of Dr. Carlton H. Glassgock.
David, I'm just going to go ahead and interrupt you right there. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm going to allow me to impose on you a little bit there. This channel has been, I've been granted temporary and unconditional access to this channel because I placed a call earlier today to my dear friend Sergey and took over the channel.
Are you saying Sergey with Google?
That's correct. And, I've taken over this, the Gain Solar Services channel. It's been granted to me temporarily and unconditionally as restitution for some theft. He's stolen some of my intellectual property, the owner of this channel.
Well, has any of this been borne out in court? Have you taken him through due process?
Well, I don't have to prove any of this because it's all going to prove itself when the ultimate resolution pans out, if you will. So, he worked for me a long time ago.
Now, who are we speaking of?
I'm speaking of the owner of the channel.
The infamous
Yes.
John Valentine?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Mm-hmm. And you're alleging that he has stolen intellectual property.
That's
from
correct.
you?
He did one time work for me, and I had a laboratory, and we were testing various developments. One of which was heating water directly with solar panels, and he and his partner have over the course of the last couple of years, they've taken these achievements and technological innovations. You see, David, I'm an innovator. I'm an innovator, and I'm a scientist. I'm a doctor as well, but I'm an innovator and an inventor.
I see.
And with these inventions and innovations, you see, they come secondhand to me. Someone like yourself, you only copy.
I'm a journalist, sir. That's all.
So you only copy or take something and attempt to put it into your own words, but I create out of thin air.
I see.
And when you do something like that and then have one of your creations wrenched from you, it truly hurts.
Well, moving on. You and I have spoken at length before this interview, and I want to tell you this.
That's correct.
A truly fascinating and complicated story. You basically claim responsibility for every major technological innovation we've seen in the last 50 years. On page 2 of your book, you claim you have invented green energy.
That's correct.
Now, what do you mean, and how does it relate to the success of Johnny Valentine in the solar industry? And why have you waited so long to come forward with your story? And how does it pertain to Gain Solar? From what I understand, you are somewhat insignificant to the solar company.
Well,
you have no name solar business.
Well, Gain Solar is, first of all, let me go ahead and just tell you about who Johnny Valentine really is. I've taken the liberty of having a couple of notes because I don't speak too well on television, but he's a miscreant. He's a ne'er-do-well. He's a delinquent and a reprobate, and he's incapable of any kind of original thought or idea. And that's why you're going to see him. He's taken a lot of my ideas. You see, I spent a lot of time with the Amish communities. I was in a witness relocation program. I discovered some things that led to me having to be relocated. And at the time, I saw some of their designs. They were an off-grid community, and I stole their design. Didn't steal them, but I took them to the masses.
Are you insinuating that
No,
you have stolen
absolutely
intellectual
not.
property?
If anything, I was more of the light bearer to those communities. I saw their needs and their struggles, and I realized that solar energy could be life-changing technology to them.
They live in the dark.
Yes, they do.
Would you categorize them as miscreants as well?
No, they are hard-working people, and I saw what they needed, and I realized what a light could do for them, and simply at the time it was 1984, and I'd been contacted by NASA and DARPA. I don't know if you're familiar with those two organizations.
I have heard of
but
DARPA.
they had asked me to develop a sustainable fuel source to recharge the batteries and give them a sustainable and lightweight fuel source to be able to take somebody to Mars or farther. And, I took on I just got done working in the fast food industry. I developed the antimicrobial skid mats that you see that are so popular today. And all of the credit card technology in the chip, that's me. And, I was working for NASA, and it was easy for me to crack, what the technology needed to be. I developed a lithium iron ferrophosphate battery. And then I developed the solar cell, obviously. I was working for Sun at the time.
So you developed the solar cell?
That's correct. I did.
The photovoltaic cell is one of your inventions?
Yes. Yeah, that's correct. What I wanted to do was...
Sir, you are a revolutionary in the energy industry. You're the biggest thing since Thomas Edison.
That's correct. Yes.
Or Tesla.
Well, God is the ultimate creator and inventor, as we all know. And, all I did was I sought to model after him. He gave us that energy source, a big bright ball, and I sought to model after that with photosynthesis. And somewhere along the lines, I put a glass frame and the glass around it, and developed the modern solar cell that you know today. Well, unbeknownst to me, NASA was a total farce. And
you're saying the moon landing was faked?
Well, I'm not saying anything anymore, David, because I'm an old man and I'm being read to by a child. And But I uncovered some things at NASA. Once I blew the top off of that, I uncovered some things that I wasn't too happy to be a part of, and realized my technology was not going to get anyone to the moon anytime soon, or nor was there any moon out there, or any spinning Earth or anything like that. More of a dome, if you will. It's more of a dome.
I see.
Yes, more of a dome. And so then I took...
You're saying that the world is flat?
Yeah. So, well, in so many words. And I was forced to go into hiding after that. And that's where I did my stint with the Amish communities and my relocation.
Who were you hiding from?
I was hiding from a various different mongrels and sorts.
Are you speaking of the deep state?
Well, in so many words, I guess I could say that without saying it, yes. But, I've recently come upon some hard times, David. I've come on hard times, and because of this, I've decided to pursue action against the only people really that I can, which would be the owner of this channel, Johnny Valentine. And I'm also going against his installation partner and a fellow miscreant. His name is Engineer 775, and he's stolen a lot of my water designs. And I just want folks to know, he's touting them all over the area as his own infrastructure and water pumping designs. But those are my designs, Mr. Hunt, and I'll have them all back. I'll have them all back, and I'll have your channel before it's all over, and if things pan out the way that I plan them to.
Well, may I say, Carlton, this is scurrilous innuendo.
Well, I don't have a lot of time left because my data on my cell phone is not what it used to be. I can't afford a big plan. And
it seems like I've heard something recently about Apple shorting people on their batteries.
Well,
do you have anything to do with that?
I took a job at O'Reilly's. And
the auto parts magnate.
Yes, it's beneath me, but I'm forced to serve in the public. It's just something I've always done, is to serve, and I need money. And
service is good.
So while I'm doing so, I'll not have as much data as I like. So for these first couple of broadcasts, we're just going to be doing them short. So we appreciate everybody for tuning in. And this is Carlton H. Glassgock. I'm just signing off.
Thank you, Mr. Glassgock.
Yes, thank you,
Doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.